Recently, we released a video about Eminem's 2018 stats, and as it turns out, Eminem was the best-selling album artist across all genres of music in the United States in 2018. But how about music streams? YouTube is the biggest music streaming platform, and since haters say no one sells albums anymore because their favorite artist is unable to sell albums, how about we just talk about YouTube numbers and see how Eminem is performing on the platform compared to other rappers.
I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on everything. I'm on painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy.
Today we'll be talking about musicians who primarily release their music in English to determine the channels with the most subscribers on YouTube. And also remember that we won't be including Vivo channels. And before we get started, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Bruno Mars has been active since 2004, and his 24K Magic album that released in 2016 was a huge success, and even in 2017 made the top 10 best-selling albums list by the IFPI with pure sales of 1 million sold. Bruno Mars is currently the 10th artist with the most subscribers on YouTube at 23 million. Marshmello, an American DJ and record producer, only became active in 2015, but now has over 4 billion views on YouTube. Is one of the highest paid DJs in the world, and in 2017, according to Forbes, earned $21 million, is the 9th most subscribed artist on YouTube with 24 million subscribers. Next should be Shakira, but since we're sticking with artists that solely produce English music, we'll move on to One Direction. Not too long ago, before they disbanded, One Direction were the biggest band in the world, and in 2013 for instance, their album Midnight Memories was the best-selling album of the year with sales of 4 million copies sold globally despite releasing in late November 2013 according to the IFPI. One Direction are the 8th most subscribed channel on YouTube with 28 million subscribers. Ariana Grande is currently at the peak of her career so far. Not too long ago, she earned her first #1 song in the United States with Thank You Next, and her Sweetener album, as of early January 2018, according to Media Traffic, has sold 1.79 million equivalent album units worldwide. Ariana is now the 7th most subscribed artist on YouTube with 30 million subscribers. Rihanna hasn't been active for a while now, and her last album, Anti, released in 2016. She's one of the few artists with multiple albums that have over 1 billion streams on streaming platforms like Spotify. And on YouTube, Rihanna is the 6th artist with the most subscribers at 31 million. Katy Perry, like Eminem, is an artist with multiple diamond certifications in the United States. She's been an active musician since 2001, but it was until her 2010 Teenage Dream album that she achieved mainstream success. Katy Perry is now the 5th artist with the most subscribers on YouTube at 32 million. Taylor Swift has been active since 2004, and her latest album Reputation released in November 2017 and has now sold over 2.19 million pure copies in the United States since it released. Taylor Swift is the 4th artist with the most subscribers on YouTube at 32 million. So far, it's beginning to seem like many people listen to hip-hop casually, but don't really care for the artist. But maybe someone can save us from this pop domination. And what do you know? Eminem comes in to save the day, and we'll elaborate on Eminem's success on all music consumption platforms and mediums later. Eminem is the 3rd artist with the most subscribers on YouTube with 35 million subscribers. For real, I was beginning to think hip-hop won't make the cut on this list so far, but damn, it must feel lonely at the top for Eminem. At first, it was the list of the artists that sold the most albums in the USA in 2018, and Eminem topped that list and was the only rapper to make the top 10 according to Buzz Angle, but now he's saved hip-hop on YouTube's top 10 artists with the most subscribers. Next up is Ed Sheeran, and 2017 was really a great year for Ed. He had the best-selling song based on equivalent sales in 2017 with Shape of You that sold 26.6 million in 2017, and the best-selling album of 2017 with Divide that sold 6.1 million pure copies globally in 2017 according to the IFPI. Ed Sheeran is the 2nd most followed artist on YouTube with 36 million subscribers. And the #1 artist on YouTube is Justin Bieber, who has been active since 2007. Justin Bieber has also taken a while to release an album, and his latest album Purpose released in 2015. It was the fourth best-selling album of 2015 with global sales of 3.1 million pure albums according to the IFPI, and Justin Bieber now has 42 million subscribers on YouTube. Eminem is the only hip-hop artist in the top 10, but perhaps the most surprising is the fact that Eminem is from a different era compared to all the artists on this list that peaked around the period when YouTube became mainstream. For reference, Eminem has been active since 1988 and released his debut studio album in 1996. It is also worth noting that Eminem had more video streams than all the artists on YouTube's top 10 list in 2018. Of course, many of them didn't release albums in 2018, but nonetheless, we've got to report the facts. Of those that made the year's end top 10 for video streams based on BuzzAngle's data, Eminem came out on top with 2.12 billion video streams in 2018. Ariana Grande also made the list with 1.29 billion video streams, Taylor Swift with 1.11 billion video streams, Ed Sheeran with 1.04 billion video streams, and these were the only artists on the top 10 to cross a billion streams in 2018. Now let's move on and include artists from outside the top 10, and Eminem was the second most streamed based on video streams in 2018, only topped by Drake. It is quite shocking because Eminem also topped Post Malone, who just like Drake was having his best year for music streams, which is astonishing. And overall, including audio streams, Eminem was the fourth most streamed artist of 2018 in the United States. In addition, for the top 25 most streamed artists of 2018, Eminem is the only artist to make the list that's been active since the late 80s. Furthermore, based on when the artist released his debut album, Eminem is also the oldest to make the list, as Infinite released in 1996, and next in line is Lil Wayne, who makes this list at number 24. Eminem at 4th and Lil Wayne at 24th are the only artists with albums from the 90s who made 2018's most streamed artist list in the United States. One area I forgot to talk about in my previous video about Eminem stats is radio play. In the United States in 2018, only one rapper made the overall top 10 based on airplay, and that was NF with Let You Down, and Cardi B only appeared as a featured artist on Maroon 5's Girls Like You. However, based on specific categories like urban and rhythmic airplay, artists like Travis Scott, Drake, Kendrick, Migos, Cardi B, Post Malone, The Weeknd, G-Eazy, 21 Savage all made an appearance on the top 10. But Eminem was nowhere to be found. Eminem barely got any airplay in 2018, which shows that the radio contributed nothing to help Eminem own 2018. But let's move on to song sales to show you that Eminem needs radio like a fish needs a bicycle. Many people who don't really follow entertainment that are Eminem fans don't know that Eminem has released a new album because you never hear a new song on the radio. And of course, this is an anecdote, but I have a couple of friends from back in the day who only recently knew that Eminem released Kamikaze and Revival. And this was because I told them, and they have now purchased physical copies of both albums. But without radio play, Eminem still sold 1.85 million songs in 2018, and compared to the other artists that made the top 10 artists based on YouTube subscribers, only Ed Sheeran sold more songs in 2018 than Eminem at 2.63 million songs sold in 2018. And Perfect by Ed Sheeran was in fact the best-selling song in the United States in 2018, with sales of 1.09 million copies sold according to BuzzAngle. Eminem sold more songs than radio sweetheart Ariana Grande, who sold 1.47 million songs. He also sold more songs than Taylor Swift, who sold 1.58 million songs in the United States in 2018, and in hip-hop, only Post Malone and Drake sold more songs than Eminem in 2018. Overall, across all genres of music in 2018, Eminem came in at number 6 in terms of song sales in the United States. I'll call the top 5 of the year based on actual song sales and based on airplay that other artists got on their genre-specific radio stations. Eminem is the only one out of place on the list, and it's no wonder Eminem describes himself as from outer space. For song sales for artists across all genres of music in the United States, Drake is number 1 and got plenty of airplay in 2018. Imagine Dragons, another radio sweetheart, is number 2. Post Malone is at number 3 and got plenty of airplay. Ed Sheeran is number 4 and in fact had the number 1 song based on airplay in 2018 with Perfect. Maroon 5, Another Radio Sweetheart is number 5, and everyone and their grandma knows Girls Like You. And Eminem is number 6 for song sales in 2018 with radio play pretty much non-existent across all radio categories. Other artists may complain that the reason they didn't get hit songs was because the radio intentionally refused to play their songs, but then there's Eminem who's going his way business as usual without radio plays in the United States. In all categories, video streams, audio streams, actual album sales, actual song sales, Eminem has a foothold, and 2019 makes it 20 years since the release of the Slim Shady LP album. And I'd love to know your thoughts on what to expect from Eminem in this milestone year. If you'd like to support the channel, consider donating to our PayPal at the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, remember to subscribe if you haven't, and check out more about Eminem at the end screen of this video.